Hi, FCST 1020 students. This is Dr. Wheeler. This week we're going to move along to Module 5. I just sent everyone an email because I checked Module 4 and very few of you have completed the assignments for Module 4. And you only have about 5 more hours until midnight, and hardly anybody has actually done the work for this week. So I would love to be able to say something insightful about what you guys posted last week, but nobody really responded to anything, so I don't really have anything insightful to say, except that I hope you know the importance of this course. It's not gonna be a magic potion tell you what you need to do for the rest of your life, but it will send you in the right direction, and hopefully it will make you persevere through college. It will get you pumped up to get started on other classes. It'll get you pumped up to make goals for the future and kind of have a better outlook on the direction you're going in. And that's really what Module 5 is all about this week, about career exploration. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Module 5 and show you what your activities are this week. And again, you'll have until next Sunday. Please don't wait until next Sunday to post these, because you do have to respond to another student, and the whole purpose is to kind of interact with each other. And y'all been doing really good up to this point. And I know this is the week of 4th of July, and a lot of people have been out of town. Just try to keep up with it. You should have read already Chapter 5, How Will I Decide, which is a very good question. The discussion this week is this, I believe, 3. It's you need to respond to this essay. You need to do the career development statement and plan of action, and activity 4 in the portfolio. So we're going to go through each of these, and we're going to talk about it as we go. Module 5. We're going to go to the discussion first, the response to this, I believe, essay. And the essay talks about like an unplanned career, like it's just happenstance. Like you start doing one thing and that leads to another and that leads to another. And that's fantastic, but it can also cause you to waste a lot of time at something else that you might not have planned, or something that you're not particularly good at, or something that you don't enjoy. I wouldn't trade my life for the world. I gained a lot of experience. I also wasted a lot of time, and I've told you guys multiple occasions that I turned my back on education for many years, even though I was led in that direction, until I finally saw the light. Now, I will say this, though. It says in this essay, over these many years, a pale thread wove itself through the fabric of my career. If you start out in a career, and let's say you wanted to start out in the medical profession, and you start out as a nurse, and you decide that you don't like it, but you still like medicine, you can weave yourself in another direction. You could do nursing education. You could go and work in a rehab center. You could weave another path, but in the same field. With education, when I got my degree, I got a bachelor's in early childhood, and I just knew that I wanted to teach kindergarten. And that's what, y'all, is true. Most females say, I want to teach kindergarten, I want to teach the little ones. And that's fantastic. But actually, once I got in there, and I was interviewing for a position in the Floyd County school system, the principal said, what grade would you like to teach? And I said, to be honest with you, I really don't care. I don't care if it's pre-K. I don't care if it's, third grade or anything in between. I just want to teach. And I got the job. And it's true. I don't care what I teach. I thought I was going to be a kindergarten teacher because that's what I did my student teaching in. And it led me to another path. And I ended up teaching second grade, and I thought, well, this is where I'll end up, for the next 20 or 25 years. And lo and behold, right after I started teaching, I went on and got my master's degree. And as the few years rolled along in second grade, all of a sudden I kind of wanted to move on up a little bit. So then I moved to college. I went to Georgia Northwestern and taught early childhood classes there. And I had a master's in reading, and that turned into uh, a position at Georgia Highlands teaching reading. And then that turned into teaching reading and FCST. And then that turned into being the director of FCST. And then that turned into teaching this class right here. So although I've stayed in education, I've had a pale thread that's kind of woven itself through my career as an educator. And that's why I don't think that you're going to be stuck in one position forever. The important thing is for you to find out where your personality fits, where you need to be, where you fit. That's what all these tests that you're taking and talking it out with each other. It's okay if the position that you're in changes course and evolves into something bigger or smaller or down a different avenue. The important thing is that you're doing what you were meant to do. And I can't say that enough. I tell my sisters all the time, even though one of them is a lot older, she's in her 50s, and my niece is in her 30s. I told both of them, everybody's given, I'm a Christian, everybody's given a God-given talent. It's up to you to decide what it is. My niece is an incredible artist, but she has kind of turned her back on it her whole life, and I think that she would truly be happy if she followed that path. So that's what you need to do, is to figure it out. Figure out what makes you happy. Is it speaking in front of a crowd? Do you like being around people? Do you like taking care of people? Are you a math person? That's what you need to decide. That's going to lead you to your career, and your career may take on many forms, and that's great because I love it. I don't like to be stagnant in a career. I hope mine changes 100 times just so long as it's in education. So on that one, you need to respond to that essay, and you need to respond to 2 other students. So start a thread on that one and respond to 2 students. The career development statement and plan of action. I love this. I absolutely love this. What are your career motivators? What skills and competencies do you need to develop to be successful in your career? And you need to read Chapter 5, and this activity is called self-assessment. And be honest. Be absolutely honest. We do this in FCST 1010. It's not career-oriented. It's freshman college studies for new freshmen. Your short-term goal, mid-term goal, and long-term goal. Guys, if you don't have a goal, you're not going to reach anything. You got to have a reason to wake up in the morning and go to school. And you've got to have a reason if you're working full-time right now to say, you know what, I'm tired. I don't want to go to class. If you have that goal and it's in front of you, that goal, you'll meet it quickly. A year passes in a flash. And if I had kept saying, I'm already a nurse, why go back and be an educator? It'll take me 3 more years. Guys, the 3 years went by in a second, and I already had a bachelor's degree, and the master's degree took me a year and a half, and it was gone. And then I said, do I really want to go back and get a doctorate? It's going to take me 4 years and a dissertation. My goodness, it's already over. It's gone. It's done. I'm finished. I don't ever have to look back. But I had a goal and I stuck with it. Well, in order to have a goal, you've got to plan. Yes, you have to plan. This is the activity, the action steps, the milestones. Describe what activities and experiences you need to complete in order to be successful in your career. What resources would you need? Identify friends that can help you. And guys, there are also friends that can hinder you. And I will say, in addition to this, if you set a goal for 2 years from now to have an associate's degree and transfer to KSU. Something may happen along the way. You might have to start to work full time. You might get married. You may have another kid. You may have problems with one of your children. That's okay. If you have to cull your classes down to one class per semester, that's okay. Change your goal to 3 years instead of 2 years. 3 years will come. It's okay to shift your timeline. Don't just say, well, I'm not going to finish it in 2 years, so I give up. Finances may come into play. A lot of things may get in the way, but the main problem is to keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the goal. This long-term, mid-term, 2 to 5 years is fantastic that they've given you 2 to 5 years. Short-term goals may be, I'm going to pass this class. I may make a C in it, but I'm going to pass this class. I'm going to pass this test. That's another short-term goal. You can't pass a class unless you pass the test. So however short you want your, whatever time length you want your short-term goals to be, it's okay to be, next week I'm going to show up for all my classes and take notes and pass all my tests. That's okay. So that's your development statement and plan of action. The next one is the next leg to your career development portfolio activity. You'll find that in the Dropbox. Develop some personal goals that goes along with it. Clear, measurable, with a time frame. You can kind of glean off the other activity that you've done. Set a professional goal, a social goal. You can't get through this unless you have a little fun. If you're a spiritual person like myself, set spiritual goals, educational goals, mental goals. I'm not going to get stressed out, and this is how I'm going to do it. Situational goals and recreational goals. Set all of these goals in the context of 5 years, 3 years, and 1 year, just like you did the last one, in these different life areas. And make them clear and measurable. This is a wonderful activity to get you started thinking on what you want your goals to be. Even if you don't know what your definite career is right now, it could be any career. What are you going to do first? What is your first goal going to be? I would say one important goal, guys, is to make sure you're taking the right classes. That's why it's so important to know what career path you want to move in. If you want to be a business major, you don't want to be taking nursing classes right now. And if you want to be a nurse, you don't need to take business classes. So make sure that if you change your major at any time, you go to an advisor and you go on your scorecard and change your major so that you're taking the proper classes and you're not taking unneeded classes. So Chapter 5, again, is going to be due next Sunday. Let's see, today is the 6th. So it'll be due on July the 13th before midnight. And guys, get to work on these other activities. Get caught up on everything. I'll send out another email. We haven't got very much longer in this class, just till the end of July. July 29th, that week is our last week of class. So we haven't got much longer. So make sure you completed everything in Module 4, and there's still some of you that have Module 3 to go. And Module 3 is way down here. The lecture is still up, and the post is still open. So get to work on all these, and let's get caught up. That should be your goal for this week, is to get completely caught up in this class. Email me as always if you have any questions. And have a rest of a great weekend, and I will post again next week, just an encouragement post. See you later, guys.